All right, I think I'm on. Yes. Hi, everybody. Okay, good. I'm on all three places. Good afternoon. My mom is already here. Hi, mom. Happy Mother's Day. Good afternoon, everybody. So I'm going to be turning around left and right today because, as you could tell, I'm not home. I'm on location in North Carolina, and it's Mother's Day, and we're having a special Sunday edition. Hi, NRE of special Mother's Day edition of Ask Dr. Lulu. So it's going to look a little weird, and I thought this camera was in a good place, but I don't know if it is anymore. Let me try it here. So this is my regular page. Hi, sweetheart. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to you too. So today is, and that's my mic. And there's my aunt. Hi, Auntie. All right. Hi, Sylvia. Okay, you guys know I can't spend too much time saying hello. I'll never get moving. So buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. It's 2 p.m. So you know it's time for Ask Dr. Lulu. So I'm coming to you guys live from North Carolina, where I came for my cousin's graduation. I always want to say wedding. Hi, Emeka. So what's going on is it's Sunday afternoon and it's Mother's Day, but more importantly, it's also May, the month of May. This is my first Facebook Live in the month of May, on Sunday in the month of May. And the month of May is also Mental Health Awareness Month. So we're going to try to dedicate this month to all those who are suffering or who have suffered. That's my mic trying to misbehave. Who have suffered from mental illness in one way or the other. Hopefully you can give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. Just give me a thumbs up if you can. Hi, Tanisha. Give me a thumbs up. I'm waving at Emeka, my aunt, Tanisha, my mom. Onyinyechi, hi, sweetie. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me, okay? If you can hear me loud and clear, give me some loves, and let's get started, okay? So it is Sunday afternoon, and we're going to talk about a special Mother's Day edition of Ask Dr. Lulu. And in this edition, we're going to talk a little bit about motherhood. And if you can tell, I'm outside. I love the outdoors, if you don't know me. And it's about to rain. So when it starts raining, I'm going to be out, okay? So I got a thumbs up, good, so you can hear me very well, because I wasn't sure if my mic was working. You all don't know, it is good to be famous, but let me tell you, it takes a whole production to get this ready. Everybody was like hands on, like 3 minutes ago, everybody was like trying to get me in the right place. So thank you to my cousin, and congratulations again. And happy Mother's Day to my mom, my aunt, my other aunt, and all my family members, and everyone that I know who is a mother. Happy Mother's Day. So now I got that out of the way. So let's get started. Okay. So to start with, we're going to do, I'm going to say a quick thank you to Lancaster, South Carolina. Y'all came out and showed out yesterday. Thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My event was the bomb. It was a huge success. We had about 60 or 70 people in attendance. So thank you all so much, okay? So now we got that out of the way. Let's get started. So what is the definition of a mother? Who can try? Take a chance. Let me see. Hi, Tanisha. Hi, Spunky. You're on both my regular page and on Tina Live. So that's great. And I think I look good, y'all. I think I look good. So I guess 50 looks good on me. But who knows the definition of a mother? So the definition of a mother, according to my, yes, happy Mother's Day, sweetie. According to my my telephone dictionary, a mother is someone who is, so a woman in relation to her child or her children is a mother. So a woman in relation to her child or her children. Hi, Lynette. I love it. Hi, Lonnie. Hey, Lonnie, guess what? Your baby had a big, huge concert yesterday. Did you know that? So this is awesome. So a mother is a woman in relation to her child or her children. A mother is also someone who brings up a child with care and affection. And then the third definition of a mother is someone who gives birth to a child or offspring. So I'm going to leave the first and the third definitions out. We're going to talk about the second definition. Someone who brings up a child with care and affection. I have to say that because I know in my whole life, in my whole 50 years of life, I have had more than one mother. Hi, Auntie. Thank you. I've had more than one mother in my lifetime. I've had aunts. I've had friends. I've had cousins. I've had teachers. I've had principals. I've had neighbors. I've had many people who have acted like a mother to me. And so today I want to give an ode to all of them, everyone who's been a mother figure. And I think we should do the same. You know, anybody can give birth, as you all know, but not everyone can raise a child. This is kind of weird. But not everyone can raise a child. And so to raise a child, it takes a lot more than just birthing a child. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. And so essentially, I'm going to talk about those who are bringing up children with care and affection. And if you were with us yesterday, you will have noticed that the main theme that we talked about the entire time during my Dr. Lulu's Parenting Your Teen event was essentially these things start at home. Everything starts at home. And if you know me, my favorite phrase is, as a parent, be careful how you live your life, right? Because your life is the mirror or the window through which your children look at life. So be very, very careful how you live and how you lead your life. Be very intentional, be very present, and just as much as possible, be your kids' cheerleaders. And I have just been raised by so many women that I stand on their shoulders today. I'm not going to say it's just my mother that birthed me, because at some point she wasn't there and someone else was there. And so I want you all watching me today to just take a moment to give a shout out to your moms. If you're watching me, go ahead and type, "What up, mom?" or "Happy Mother's Day, mom," or just something special. Yes, Onyenyechi, everything starts from home. And so it's not only your mother, we have some fathers who are holding it down. And so today when I was sending my Mother's Day message on my Facebook, I said, "Happy Mother's Day to Le Monde," because it takes a whole entire village, fathers, mothers, aunties, cousins, nieces, nephews, friends, sometimes to raise your child. So in all fairness to all biologic moms, y'all know that every now and again you need someone, because you can't do it alone. And you know what? Natalie just said Happy Mother's Day to her mom. And that is exactly right. So take a moment to say Happy Mother's Day to all the women who have raised you in one way or the other. Okay, so talking about raising you and your life being the mirror and the window through which your kids look at life, we have to talk about bullying. As you know, we have had in Nigeria in the last 1 week, there was a story about a 17-year-old boy whose friends, they went to the pool or something in a hotel or something. And apparently the boy had paid for everyone to come to the pool and have fun at the pool. And then apparently maybe he couldn't swim. And so what did he do? He drowned. And all his friends just sat by and watched. And then when he was done drowning, you know what they did? They took his phone, they took his pants, they took his clothes, and they left him there. Nobody did anything. You know what? Whereas that's not bullying in the sense of beating you up or saying bad things to you, but these kids literally left their friend to drown. Can you imagine if that 17-year-old was your child? Hi, Binkme. If that 17-year-old was your child, how would you feel that your 17-year-old son went somewhere with his friends and they let him drown? No one tried to help him. No one tried to save him. In all fairness, if you're not a good swimmer, you can drown while saving someone. We all know that. That is true. And that's why I never get in the pool, because I'm too pretty. I'm going to sip on my little gin and juice while I watch you swim, because I'm not getting in the water for nobody. I'm not about to drown for nobody. But that poor little boy got in the pool. His friends sat around him and they watched him drown. Now, if you were his parent, what would you do? If you were his family members, how would you feel? This little boy was left by his friends. And so next week's topic is going to be the role of friends in a balanced life, because I could not handle the story. So what I'm trying to say is, those his friends, how were they raised? Who raised those friends? What kind of kids are these that leave their friend to drown? What kind of friends are those? You know, so if you were their parents, what would you do? How would you feel? How would you act? Your own child went out with his friend and saw him drowning and left him to drown. That's next week's topic. I don't know if it's bullying or not, but certainly it is very distressing and very disturbing. And I know I have a handful of friends that watch me from Nigeria. So if you're watching me from Nigeria and you've heard the story, then you know what I'm talking about. This little boy, 17 years old, and of course I'm talking about it because he's 17. He's a teenager, and he's in the realm of the patients that I see and the people that I talk about. But he went there with his friends, and they left him to drown. So if you've heard about the story, please give me a high five or say something. Hi, Nicole. And whereas that's not the main thing we're talking about today, that is very, very disturbing. And so we're talking about mothers because, you know, mothers, fathers, or fathers that are holding it down as mothers, because there are lots of dads who are single parents that I know that are holding it down. So if you're a father that you're acting the role of a mother, please give yourself a high five right now. If your father held it down, give him a high five right now. And if your mom is holding it down, give her a high five right now on this Facebook Live. But that being said, while we're raising our kids, we're trying to instill in them what it takes to become well-rounded, productive, mindful, resilient, humble, kind, compassionate, emotional adults. These kids who left this boy to drown obviously were not that. And that means their parents failed. I'm going to come out and say it. Their parents failed as parents to raise up kids who will connive and leave their friend to drown in a pool, where their friend was the one who brought them to said pool and paid for all of them to eat and get in. That was just such a disturbing story. I couldn't help but bringing it up today because we're talking about mothers and our roles in our children. So of course, when you're pregnant with your child, you love your child to pieces, even when they're in your womb. When you give birth to them, you love them to pieces. You breastfeed them. You teach them their first ABCs. You teach them everything that they need to grow up to become productive adults. And then what happens? They do this kind of thing. When I heard it, I was so distressed. I had to leave my school shooting topic that I was going to talk about today and try to talk about just being a mother, the role of a mother. And so we've defined motherhood. And now we know that you don't have to just birth a child to be their mother. You can also be a stand-in mom as a babysitter. You can be just someone who brought up the child, who cared for the child, who was there for the child, be your neighbor or not. My aunt and I were just talking, and she was telling us how a friend of hers went to go have a procedure done, and it happened that the child that had to be picked up from school was her goddaughter, and so she got a chance to bond with that goddaughter and be her mom, even though she wasn't her biologic mother. And so moms out there, are you all being mindful? Are you all being thoughtful when you raise your kids? Are you one of those mothers who wants your kid to live the life that you didn't live? We were just mentioning how Nigerian parents, and if you're a Nigerian parent and you're watching me, please, you know what I'm talking about. All Nigerian parents want their kids to be doctors. All Nigerian parents want their kids to be lawyers. All Nigerian parents want their kids to be pharmacists, and nobody wants their child to play music or to be a comedian. Or we're just talking about how we just have these unrealistic expectations of our kids. And then she mentioned that there was a little boy, a 16-year-old, who is now depressed, almost full-blown depressed, because his parents want him to go to med school and he loves to play music. And so they've tried to counsel the parents, and the parents are not listening. And so what happens? The boy is now depressed. So this is one of the kids that I talk about. This is one of the people that I talk about. And the mother of that child has missed the point because they didn't even notice that their own child is depressed. But my aunt noticed that the boy doesn't laugh at church. The boy doesn't smile anymore. And he just wants to be left alone. What kind of situation is that? You know, what are you telling that boy? That everything that he likes is not important. And so apparently there was a day that the boy was cooking or something, and the mom came into the room and into the kitchen and said, "Oh, you're not going to be cooking. You're not going to be a cook. You're going to you need to study so you can get perfect scores, perfect SAT scores." Once upon a time, I was that mother. Once upon a time, I was the mom who wanted my kids to get, and I still want my kids to get straight A's. Don't get me wrong, because you're going to school to be a student, you know. However, at one point, you have to decide, are you trying to have your kids live the life that you didn't live? Or are you trying to have your kids be who you didn't want to be? Maria Chica Asagwa. I don't know what is funny, but you're laughing out loud, and that is good. But are you trying to live are you trying to live vicariously through your kids? Do your kids have a say? You know what one of my sons said to me, and I think all three sons have said it at one point or the other. Mom, why is it that all Nigerian children in America have to be doctors? I was like, y'all don't have to worry about that because you don't have to be doctors. Now, I want you to do well in school. Don't get me wrong, but you don't have to be a doctor. I know firsthand that doctors are not living it up. They're not. Doctors are dying by suicide every day. Doctors are having burnouts every day. Doctors are quitting medicine every day. So of course, Maria said Nigerian mothers, yes, of course. Being a doctor is not all it's cut out to be. We work too darn long and too darn hard. And that's why when I quit my job, one of the reasons I quit my job was I'm getting underpaid anyway. I was making $72 an hour as a doctor. For the amount of hours I was working, that's not enough. No, that is not enough. And so now, I now graduated from business school. I know how to price myself. And so if you're not willing to pay me upwards of 100 to 150 per hour, you know, the business is just not going to work for us. And so parents out there, you can have a child who is not a doctor, but is living it up. And I need you all to please encourage your kids to do what they like, to do what they're passionate about, to do what they love, in fact, because when you're doing what you love, it's not work. Isn't that what they say? When you're doing what you love, it's not work. You all know that. I love being a pediatrician. I'm going to die as a pediatrician. I love that. If you cut my skin, I'm going to bleed pediatrics, then I'm going to bleed red blood. I love it. I just lucked out. I happen to find what I like to do. But it's not all doctors that are happy. It's not all doctors that are living it up. They work too many long hours, and then they don't come home early. They're tired. They're cranky. Please, Maria says, be the best in whatever you do. Please don't compare your kids with other kids. Oh my God, Maria, high five. Do not compare your kids with other kids. Now, yes, I am one of that mothers that like, okay, so you have all these 96, 98. What's that 93? What happened? I just want to know what happened. And so my kid's like, okay, I didn't turn in something, or the test was hard. Okay, you know what? Do better next time. And the other mom would tell you that. She's like, they're angel. She's like, no, just be happy for the boy. Just encourage the boy. And that is true. I am changing. Thank God for her. I am changing, and I'm doing things a little bit differently. Change is constant. So as you get older and you get smarter and you get wiser, then you do things differently. Don't keep doing the same thing, because doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is what? Who knows what that is? It's insanity. It's the definition of craziness. Doing something over and over again, expecting different results. And you know what about being a mother? You know your child. Your kids are all different from each other. No two kids are the same. So you know the child that is good at playing music. You know the child that is good at playing football or basketball. You know the child that is lazy and don't want to do nothing. You know each child. And so expecting each one to be the same is not good. So as a mother, you need to be their cheerleader. You need to be a gangster when you need to be a gangster. As you guys know me, I have been a gangster. I've gone rogue on some of my kids' friends. I've gone rogue on some of my kids in some of my kids' schools. I have gone rogue if I need to go rogue, you know. But that being said, when you're going rogue, make sure it is for the right reasons. You know, if your child is not doing well, you know, there was a clip that I saw that went viral. An Indian mom whose son made 60% in school, in one of his grades or whatever. And you know what she did? She put him on blast. She was like, I'm so thankful that my son is not trying to be perfect, that he got 60%. He worked his off and he got 60%. And for that, I'm grateful. You know, she puts his business out there. And everybody was like loving on her, because indeed, in the end, maybe that child is not cut out to be an academic person. We all know that Bill Gates, is it Bill Gates? No, not Bill. I think it was Bill Gates that didn't graduate from college. And Steve Jobs, I think he also didn't graduate from college. But now my Apple phone that I'm using to go live on this Facebook broadcast is thanks to Steve Jobs. So, you know, not being an academic, straight up academic, is not the end of the world. I know firsthand that sometimes what your kid likes to do is much, much more important than what you want them to do and what you wish for them. Do I wish for them to be happy? Yes. And you can't buy happiness. So as a mother, today, I want all my moms watching me, when you get off this Facebook Live, send your kids some kind of warm message, send them a hug, because mothering is also a two-way street. In as much as you wish your mother happy Mother's Day, without your kids, you're not a mother. So I want you guys to take a moment and call your kids, wish them happy Mother's Day. Wish them, thank them for making you a mother, right? And then if you have anything to apologize, go ahead and apologize. Growing up and growing older is part of life. And as you get older, you know better. As you get older, your kids get older. So give them a hug. Tell them Dr. Lulu sent you. Tell them I said, I just want to say thank you for making me a mother. I just want to say thank you for all those nights that I stood by you, for all those days I cried for you, for all those things that you made me do. Thank them, because without your kids, you're not a mother. So that's really all I wanted to say. I wanted to talk about all those stories, but really to say happy Mother's Day to all the moms who are watching and holding it down. You know what I normally say? Parenting is hard, it's gangster, but it's the best thing that you ever did. So being a parent for me is my legacy, is what I think I came into this world to do, is to be a parent. And being a parent is not only to my own biologic children, it's also to all my patients and all my neighbors' kids and all the people who I meet along the way, who I touch. Sometimes you don't even know that you're touching them, but you're touching them. And so when you leave this Facebook Live, call your kids, call your God kids, thank them for making you a mother, thank them for everything that they've ever made you do, when they drove you nuts, when they didn't drive you nuts, when they made you happy, when they didn't make you happy, and just say to them, you know what, I thank God for you, and I'm so glad that I'm your mother, and God indeed is so intentional that he takes the right child and puts with the right mother. And as you all know, sometimes, for those of you who don't have kids, because I know my special person is watching, I see she joined the building. Hi, Elle. Remember that even if you're not a biologic mother, you still are a mother to someone. And she is the best auntie that all her little nieces and nephews have. She knows how to spoil them, including my kids, unfortunately. And I just thank God for her. So I want you guys to please say happy Mother's Day to your friends, your sisters, your cousins, your nephews, anybody that you know that is holding it down. And if you've lost your mom, give a heavenly thank you, God. And happy Mother's Day to your heavenly mother, because once upon a time she was alive, and without her, you wouldn't be here. And for the dads who are watching me, who are holding it down, y'all, big ups to you. So that's all I have for you guys. I didn't have anything. I wasn't able to sit down and drop any fancy topic. I just wanted to do a freestyle Mother's Day Facebook Live. And so thank you all so much. But before you leave, I gotta say special thank you to everyone who's watching. So give me 1 second and I'm gonna start. Alicia Echoes, oh my God, class 1206. How are you doing, girl? Tony Okolo, what's up, dude? Happy Father's Day, happy Mother's Day to you too. Titi Alade, I don't know if you're a parent, but happy Mother's Day. Maria Chica Asogwa is laughing about parents. Yeah, Nigerian mothers are crazy. They are just crazy. So happy Mother's Day. Francisca Oli, hi sweetie. Adeze, Mwachine Merem Ofodile, happy Mother's Day. Nichelle, hey girl, I'll see you this week. Happy Mother's Day. Tracy D. Watts, happy Mother's Day. Noemania Lewis, happy Mother's Day. Nicole, you holding it down, sis. Happy Mother's Day. Nabila Kakaye, my sister, my daughter, my friend. Happy Mother's Day. Christina Laporte Rodriguez, happy Mother's Day. She said, thank you for helping the community. I appreciate it. My pleasure. Justin, my cousin, happy Mother's Day to you, because you raised my kids. So happy Mother's Day to you, Justin, my cousin, who is a guy. Yes, he raised my kids. Happy Mother's Day. Christina Laporte, I already said that. Onyechi. Darlington Okoye, I want to say Darlington is a guy. So happy Mother's Day to you. Parinda Parik, happy Mother's Day. My auntie, special happy Mother's Day to you. Frederica Hyman, hey girl, I missed you yesterday. Happy Mother's Day. Zainab Ibrahim Kana, happy Mother's Day. Lonnie Davis, happy Mother's Day. Lynette Charity, happy Mother's Day. Let me see. Chris Galadima, my brother, my soul brother. Happy Mother's Day to your wife. Spunky Sylvia, happy Mother's Day. Tanisha Hamilton, Emeka Okoro, happy Mother's Day. Eneri Creticio, happy Mother's Day. And of course, my mother, happy Mother's Day. Bumi, happy Mother's Day. Joyce Scott, happy Mother's Day. Shanna Franklin, you need to get your child immunized. Happy Mother's Day, girl. Anjali Pundir, happy Mother's Day. Linda Brumskin, happy Mother's Day. Melissa Mejia and then Bimpe Onamade, happy Mother's Day to you too. Spunky Sylvia, happy Mother's Day. And I think that's all I have on that end. All right, folks. You know what? Everyone, thank you so much for joining me. I didn't have much to say today, as you can tell. I was just kind of here, there, and everywhere. But every now and again, you need to be, because what's life without a little freestyling? So thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you all next week on Ask Dr. Lulu. Peace out. Have a wonderful week ahead. And remember, parenting is hard, but it is the best thing that you ever did. So go out there, get my book, and then I'll see you all later. Bye. Oh, goodness.